They follow profiles, they follow content, they follow personal brands. But the world of sales has changed more in the last 5 years than at any point in time ever before. So that kind of had something to do with this. What did you notice was happening in sales 52 months ago or before that, where you said to yourself, like, something is happening here where it's kind of coming full circle, where we lost in person and now in person is even more important than ever before?
Yep.
So kind of walk me through what some of the thought process was.
Yeah, it was kind of a combination of right place, wrong time type of mentality, where when we first started this, I had just started at a new company and was trying to do a lot of new outreach. And it was also right kind of towards the tail end of COVID. So a lot of people were still working from home, a lot of like the caller ID type of piece, right? Where if you call someone, everyone has caller ID now, right? Yeah. So you were mentioning like outreach for like via like cold calls is too difficult to do. And so being in positions where both of us are relationship driven sales, I knew something different had to take place. And so like as we're going through this kind of piece of like, hey, let's start this and let's get just good people together and see who we can kind of help each other out with. I knew you had to almost like break the mold of like the old traditional sales style of, you know, you come in, you make 100 dials a day and hopefully you catch some people, but that's just not the way of really selling and getting to know people anymore. So I think that was like the biggest driver of you had to try to do something different than the way like the traditional approach was of like the 80s and like all those like movies back in the day.
Of, the boiler room kind of a thing.
Smile and aisle mentality. So I think that's really what drove it. And in my role of doing like insurance sales, there's a lot of relationships. There's like brothers, cousins, neighbors, and everything. And I come from a country town, and all my family's from education. So coming up to Chicago, it's like, how do I build this network to be able to refer me? And that's essentially what kind of birthed this.
In other words, also you didn't have a natural network, so you had to build one.
Exactly.
You got to go out there and kill some stuff. Tim Moore knows about that. So like what I'm saying is like, do that. You've got to go out and hunt.